What's it say?
I'm that bitch. Been that bitch, still that bitch. Will forever be that bitch. Yeah. I'm the hood Mona Lisa. Break a nigga into pieces. Had to X some cheesy niggas out my circle like a pizza. I'm way too exclusive. I don't shop on Insta boutiques. All them little ass clothes only fit fake booties. Bad bitch, still talking cash shit.
A little Spelman shirt on here. My eyelashes itch so much. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mira, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about college. It's the end of the year for a lot of us that are entering high school. Some rising juniors up in here. I know there's some rising seniors watching me. So today I'm going to be talking about how I got into my dream school, Spelman College. Gang, gang, you know, what's up. Let me just start by saying like a little disclaimer. I know this goes against the premise of this video, but I just gotta tell you guys. I just have to tell you guys. I don't know how I got into Spelman College. Like
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I'm not a college admissions counselor, so I don't really know the technicalities about my admissions process, but I'm here to tell you guys all my stats and helping you guys through your way, navigating the college process, and hopefully getting into your dream school. And hopefully, if you guys are looking at Spelman, I can give you guys some pointers about what I did to get in, or what I think I did to get in. Thank you for clicking on my video. Again, my name is Mira, and I make lifestyle and beauty videos here on YouTube. So if that's something you guys are interested in, go click that subscribe button, and make sure to comment down below what other videos you would like to see from me, your girl, and let's get on to this video. Okay, so first of all, I think I just made a disclaimer earlier, but I'm not a college admissions counselor, so I don't know the technicalities of like the whole admissions process from the inside, but I'm going to give you guys tips to show you what I did to do to get into my dream school, to get into Spelman College, and maybe manage your list around that. Okay, so first of all, I just want to say, if you're going into the college process is not as hard as it seems, y'all. It is really not. If you're a junior or going to be a senior, y'all do not fret. I know that when you hear all this stuff you have to do, it can sound like a lot. When I was a sophomore going to senior, like even a freshman, I was like, woo, child, like like literally, like I was sweating at the fact that I had to do all this stuff to get in. But in reality, like, it is not that hard. The reason why it's not that hard is because you're taking your steps in increments, and it makes it easier to do. So like, you're not doing everything in the same year, right? You're taking your tests in 1 year, or you should be at least, and you're doing your applications in 1 year. And they're all in different seasons of the year, so you're literally all good, and it won't hit you like it will hit you in waves. I know that's kind of weird to say, but you're not always going to be having to do all of it at once, which makes it easier. So do not feel overwhelmed. The college admissions process is not as hard as it seems. That's not to say that there's not a lot to do. There is. Because there is. Okay, the next thing I want to stress to you guys is that GPA and test scores are not everything. I know when you go into it, it might seem as if that all the colleges are just looking at your test scores and like your GPA and what classes you're type of taking. Yes, it is important to keep those up, and yes, it is to have like a good GPA and a good test score. But if it's not the end of the world if you do not have, if you're on the lower side of the spectrum for test scores, and it is not the end of the world if you're on the lower spectrum for test scores and your GPA, because there is a college for you. I know my number one school that I applied to, Spelman College, does take a holistic approach, and I know a lot of colleges do that as well. That means that they look at the whole student rather than just focusing on one part, but they look at the whole student. And that's one of the things I feel like as if like really brought me into Spelman College, was because I am a holistic student. I am well-rounded, so I think that that was something that they really liked, that really dragged them to accept me, because I have a lot of strong suits, and they show through my application. So as long as they show, as long as you compensate for what you're missing in one area and another, and you have everything's like well-rounded, then you're good. That brings me on to my next point: to manage your college list to what is attainable for you. You guys know, okay, you have a 3.0 GPA. Now, I'm not saying you can't do this, right? Listen to me though. Listen to me though.
Okay.
If you have a 2.0 GPA, you are not going to be applying to Harvard, or you shouldn't. Let me reword that. It's not the smartest to be applying to Harvard. These schools set a list out for what type of student they accept and what type of student that they want to receive. And if you are not in the middle of that range, or on the highest, if you're not somewhat within that range, then it's not likely that you will get accepted. So the smart choice is to, yes, you can apply to that reach school, like you should apply to that reach school, like you should, but in reality, you want to make it safe, you should apply to a full set of schools that you really like and you gravitate towards, that you are confident will accept you with your statistics in mind. Not all colleges are going to be looking for 4.0s. No, there's a lot of colleges that do accept students from scores, and that do accept all types of scores and all types of GPAs. So do not worry, you will find your school, but just make sure you're applying to all types of schools that have different ranges of GPAs and SAT scores. So I know for Spelman this year, their acceptance rates was around a 40%, like around 40, in the lower 40% range, or in the high 30s. I'm not particularly sure on the specific numbers, but I know, and their SAT and SAT reading and math are around the 500 to 600 range, and their ACTs from 20 to 26. I got a 23 on the ACT, and that's the one I sent in, so I'm falling in that range. And their GPA is a 3.8, and I was nowhere close to that. Like, I'm gonna just be transparent to you guys. I was close to it. Like, okay, my GPA was a 3.3 weighted. A 3.3 weighted, and their average GPA was a 3.8. So don't be discouraged if they have high GPAs, because it's all in proportion and together, well-roundedness. As I said before, they look at the whole student, a holistic approach, which I think is a very considerate. Okay, the next thing is to get involved. Make sure that you're able to build up your resume in high school. And if you're a senior, sophomore, and you haven't done anything yet, like, do it now. Get involved now. It's not too late to get involved. Just rack up those extracurriculars. Something that you like, though. You want to make sure that you're involved in something that you really like. I know that one thing that was really appealing to my application, that I had a lot of extracurriculars. So it's very important that you have that, so that your colleges know when you're applying that you will be an involved student when you get there. Because there's a lot of students that are like you, but it's what makes you stand out. And that's through your essay and through your extracurriculars. That brings me on to the essay. make sure you write an essay that you know that shows your voice, because these college admissions people are looking at your application for hours, or like all these applications for hours probably. I don't know what they specifically do, but I know they look at a lot of applications. They have a lot of applicants wherever you go, right? So just make sure that you stand out in front of everybody. Make sure you write about something you're passionate about, because it can show through your paper and they can really hear your voice. There's something that they call like I forget what it's called, but there's like an acronym for it, but basically they have a way of hearing, like they mark down how much they hear you in your essay. So it's very important to do that so that they know who you are, because they can see you all through your application, like who you are as a student, but in terms of personality wise and fitting into their school, like what are you going to be and what are you going to give, and that can be shown through your essay. And I highly suggest, if they do give interviews, to go interview. Spelman did not give interviews. I know I would love to get an interview at Spelman, just because I don't know, I'd like to meet an admissions counselor. They do have preview sessions, and that's one way you can get one-on-one kind of talk with the admissions counselor, but I know it's not really for that, and it's not like, it does so demonstrate interest, but it's not like you're gonna have an interview and they're taking down notes about who you are and stuff like that. I did interviews for a couple of my schools. If you guys would like a full list of other schools that I applied to, let me know. I can update you guys on that, but in terms of that, yeah. Lastly, with all those in mind, one of my concluding tips is to cater your list of your colleges to what is important to you and what you feel as if you can offer. This is so important. You can have a different variety of schools, but if you don't like any of them and you don't think that you're going to have anything to add to them, then what are you doing? Because you want to make sure that you're going to be a good fit there and you want to actually go there. Because I know that I applied to schools and I didn't visit them, but I thought they were really nice, but I'm not really sure if I want to go there. So like I know, like I just really wanted to go to Spelman, and everything else was on the table as a backup. Like I had my number one school, so just make sure that you really want to, because that's not something I did. Because Spelman was my number one. I really was focused on just getting into there. I did apply to 12 plus schools, but Spelman was my number one, and I really just only wanted to go there. So just making sure that you're able to apply yourself and be aware of what you are looking for in a school and what you think that would be obtainable to you to go into. Like apply to schools that you know that you'd be likely to get in, but also apply to your reaches too, so you can get a little surprise on the days that they give out your status updates. And also, whether it be on financial aid, location, majors that they offer, it's just important to all have that included in what you're looking for. Just make sure you know what you want out of a school. Okay, lastly, my tip is to go where you will be happy. This should go without saying, y'all. If you're going to be attending this school for 4 years, and you may want to stay there after undergrad, so just make sure you go to a place where that's your safe space, that's your happy place, like you feel comfortable there, so that you're not going somewhere and you're like, dang, like why'd I go here? And you don't want to regret it, because you're going to be going to this place for 4 years, and there is a possibility of transfer. That's a whole different type. There is a possibility of transfer, and that's likely, so you can do that. But oh my god, you talk about these though, like what? But yeah, just make sure you go somewhere you really want to go, because college is supposed to be a good time. You don't want to regret going somewhere you don't really like. And transferring is always an option, so make sure you remember that if you really don't like your school and you chose somewhere and you don't like it. But just make sure, just to prevent all of that, make sure you go where you want to be. And most importantly, don't go somewhere because of somebody else. I feel like you can really tell if somebody's going somewhere because of somebody else, because you can just tell. So just please don't do that, please, because you guys and that person might have a falling out, or you just don't want to do that. Like, there's a whole, like, you can be like no, just don't do it, just don't, because the best outcome is just to gravitate towards what you want to do. It's fine if they're doing that and you also want to do that in your heart, like, you feel it, you're like, oh, like, I want to do that too. But if you're doing it because of another person and solely just because you want to be with that person, or you like that person as a friend, or whatever the case may be, just do it because you want to, not because of somebody else. Okay, y'all, that concluded my video of how I got into my dream school, how I got into Spelman College, the #1 HBCU in the world. Okay, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and comment down below what other videos you'd like me to do, and I will give them to you. And that's all for today. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and see y'all later. Bye, y'all.